Hi, welcome to my channel, Imperfect Woman of God. I am imperfect. I am not worthy. I am saved by grace. I just had like a dumb moment. What do you call it? A brain fart. I am not worthy. I am a woman of God who is just saved by grace. So today I'm going to talk about a message to the Bill Cosby victims, because it's ridiculous. Like, I feel like people promote the foolishness in this world, and it needs to be not promoted at all, honestly. But the world we live the world we live in likes to promote wickedness more than good, honestly, because that's what they do. They live off the drama and the evilness. So for the Bill Cosby victims, I feel like you all should forgive, because if you did forgive, you wouldn't feel the need to have an eye for an eye. Like, I've heard this saying before: an eye for an eye doesn't solve anything. All it does is make the whole world blind. It does not solve a thing. It really does not. And then you taking it upon yourself to feel as if you need to come at someone because you don't forgive them for what that person has done to you, just come off a little wicked. It doesn't come off like a woman in general. All of y'all don't come off like women that actually forgive, because if you did forgive, you would have moved on and it would have been no issue anymore. You wouldn't have felt the need to bring it up in 20 years. This is decades of you having time to heal, and apparently a lot of you haven't healed. Y'all felt the need to have an eye for an eye. And again, in this world that we live in and way God works, you will reap what you sow for feeling the need to do what you had to do. Because God gives us the free will to do what we do, but you will get punished and you will reap what you sow. And that's what a lot of people don't get. And then you have, I just had a video about forgiving the sinner. I feel like that's what y'all need to do. Forgive him for doing what he did to you. The pain that he caused, God feels you, He wants you to forgive, because then if you forgive and let that person you have forgave them, they will stop having overwhelming, excessive sorrow, You must forgive, When you forgive, God will forgive that person. Because forgiveness and love, it's what makes the world a better place. And God definitely is what makes the world a better place, because God is love and God is forgiveness. And He teaches us that. And when bad things do happen, it's a way of God, in a way testing you also to see if you are a woman and man of God. Will you allow the devil to use you and feel the need to come at that person, or will you continue to push forward and heal from what has happened? Realize that person was not right in the head. And as I see, Bill Cosby has grown and he's not the same person he used to be. He has a family and children, He has moved on. He has become a better person. But as I see clearly that these women have not moved on, they're still holding on to it, and they feel as if they need that justice to move on completely. But in reality, it's not going to do anything for them. They're still going to be fighting those demons that they still are fighting now, because they felt in the need to have an eye for that man for doing what he did to them. And a lot of people think it's okay to do that. You hold those grudges, and that seed that the devil planted inside you, you feel the need to keep going and going off those emotions, because you feel like as if you have the right to, because of what that bad thing that has happened to you. You have the right to retaliate or act the way you act towards that person. And then the way you act, that seed the devil has planted in you tends to grow, and then you go out and act a fool in this world. That's why 20 years from now, 20 years, y'all still talking about it. Y'all want to have justice. Y'all feel the need to have justice. Y'all just feel like y'all need to say something, because you haven't healed from what has happened to you. You haven't confronted what's happened to you and realized that person was a wicked individual. You haven't forgave him, because if you forgave him, you would have been told him you forgave him. You would have been moved on, and we wouldn't be in this situation of him going to jail for something he did 20, 30 years before his time. He's old now. He's grown. He's old. He has children. He's trying to see them grow up and have children themselves and live his life. And he's clearly moved on, as I see. I'm not saying that he's not. What he has done is right. Again, I have not said that what he has done is right. he was wrong all the way for all those years doing what he has done. But like people say, what you do does come to the dark. Dark does come to light at some point. So of course it was going to come out. But for them to wait this long, it just comes off as if they haven't forgave the sinner for doing what he has done to them. And I beg of you all, even though you have acquitted him, now that you have done this, will you please just move on, become a better human being, and stop holding on to things that the devil has planted that seed in you. Stop holding on to that seed. Let that seed go before it grows and grows and grows, and you become this bitter, wicked individual. Don't allow the devil to plant a seed in you and let it grow, and don't feel as if because you found justice, as if like, oh, I did it, yay. So are you going to move on now, or are you going to sit here and continue to live in that moment? Live in what that pain and stuff that you have happened to you. Will you still continue to live in that? And it looks like I'll just pray and I hope that they just move on and grow and learn from this, and learn that you do not have to have an eye for an eye, because all it does is make you blind. It doesn't make you a better person by doing that. You could have just forgave and moved on. 20 years, people, you could have forgave and moved on, but you chose to allow the devil to take advantage of you, plant that seed in you, and then you run and do what you do. I see if it happened at that moment and you told, and it happened at that moment, yes, that's a reaction to any person would do. But you to wait that long is letting me know that you obviously haven't forgave that man. You still holding that grudge, and you feel the need to tell, because I guess because he's the higher thing or whatever, he has this power or whatever. But then you see, I think the fact that I feel like some of them are a little upset the fact that he has moved on, got married, and has had kids. Again, people tend to do that. They get mad when they see that person that has done them wrong, and they have moved on, got married, and have kids. You're mad, you're upset, you want to hold that grudge against them. You feel like you have the right to. And I feel like that's what they feel like. They have the right to act a fool and did what they did. They still holding that grudge. And I just pray that these women move on and become better women out of this, and don't let the devil use them again, and learn to forgive and stop holding on to grudges. Because that's what I'm getting out of it. People in general, please stop holding on to grudges. Please stop holding on to bad things that have happened to you. Learn to live in that moment. Feel that pain. Cry, do whatever you have to do. If you got to go do some counseling, go get you some counseling. Become a better you, so that you can be a better person in this world, so God can use you. Because you're going to let that be your block. It's going to block you from your blessings, because you're sitting there and you're holding that grudge, ladies. Y'all holding that grudge, and I just pray y'all move on. Now he's in jail. Are y'all happy now? Okay, he's in jail. Yeah. So are you going to move on, or are you going to sit there and be nasty and keep it on pushing what you're doing? Okay, because you felt like you won something. Ain't nobody winning nothing here. It's an eye for an eye here in my eyes. Ain't nobody win nothing. That makes y'all wicked and more worse than him, honestly. You felt the need to do what you did. And that's just how I feel. Have a blessed day. And this is a message to the Bill Cosby victims. Because I feel your pain. I understand what has you went through, but you should never let that get to you to the point where 20 years pass and you still holding on to that grudge. It makes me look at you and make me look at you as a woman that has not forgiven that man for doing what he has done. That's what I'm seeing. And you felt the need as if you needed that justice so that you can cope with what has happened to you. Whether they're getting counseling, going to God, and allowing God to heal your heart. You rather continue to do what you did. And y'all did what you did. He's going to jail. So can we please, as women of God, move the heck on. Become a better human being. Go get you some counseling. Because it looks like some of y'all need counseling. Because you're still holding on to it. Go get you some counseling. Go get help by the Lord. Do what you need to do. And become a better person. And it's not going to be easy, as I see. Because y'all still holding on to it. So it's going to be some years or something for you to get over that. Because you still holding on to it. You're holding on to it for life. You got a little grip on it, That seed is still up in there in that heart. The seed planted. You ain't trying to take the seed out. You want to keep it in for a minute. I seen some of them are crying or whatever because, ooh, he's in jail. I'm happy. Ooh, he's off the streets. But they don't realize that man is not who he used to be. You're throwing a man in jail that's not who he used to be. That's a different man right there. You didn't throw a man in jail that's not a rapist anymore. This is a man that probably has found the Lord and has changed as a person. You didn't throw the wrong person in jail. That person ain't the same no more. People change, people. That's what people not getting. People change, and you get mad and you want to lash out and try to ruin that person because you allowed the devil to keep that seed in you. And that is a horrible, wicked way of handling anything in life. And that is what it is, people. Y'all were being wicked, and you better get it together quick, because that was not cute what y'all did. Have a blessed day. Y'all can come for me, because I'm not the one to come for it. Because I'm like, hey, you gonna forgive and let it go and grow, become a better human being, or not at all? That's how I feel. Okay? Because right now I'm seeing a bunch of women that felt like they need to come at him crazy because you was holding on to that thing that happened, and you got that seed up in you. I know plenty of people that have been raped and they have forgiven that person. I'm a chap. I was born because my dad actually raped my mom. So I know my mom got raped when she had me. Okay? And she kept me and she forgave him. And I talked to him. So I know. So don't sit there and hold that grudge against that man that's probably not the man he used to be. Have you once talked to that man? You don't want to. It's okay if you don't want to talk to him. Well, it looks like it to me that he has changed. He is married. He has kids. You took this man away from his home. But you wasn't thinking about that. You was too caught up in that anger and being hateful and being wicked and coming at that man sideways. That was unnecessary. And now you have done your damage. Are you done, ladies? Can you please move the heck on? Okay, because I'm a little worried for you, okay? I'm a little worried because you a little wicked right now. You let the devil use you. Are you proud? Now, can you please move on, models, okay? Can you please move on? Look like half y'all living y'all lives, but I don't think you are because you still caught up in the moment. Please wake up. Go to God and allow him to heal you. That's your counselor right there. God is your counselor. He will heal you. If you allow him to heal you, okay, and get it together. That's all I got to say.